Hi everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. I'm bringing to you today my spoiler-free review of Jade City by Fonda Lee. I literally just got done filming a review of Jade City written by Fonda Lee, only to find out that I didn't actually press record. Awesome. And it was a good review. It was a good one. But here we go. We're doing it again. It's recording. Let's go. Jade City, written by Fonda Lee. So Jade City is a book that I have been meaning to review for you all. I've been saying over and over again this year that I owe you a Jade City review. So here it is. This book has been my favorite book that I have read this year so far. I feel like this book was meant for me. I feel like this book was written for me specifically. It has all these things in it that just made me feel so many things that I did not know that I was missing in my fantasy repertoire. It's a super fresh fantasy world because it's a modern fantasy world, which we really don't get a lot of. But it is an Asian-inspired, Chinese crime syndicate inspired, any type of martial arts movie you've ever seen inspired fantasy world. This takes place on the fictional island of Kekon, where in the past there was a war that had broken out that resulted in multiple different clans splitting off from one another, and now we are dealing with the generations past, the multiple different crime syndicates, crime families, gang, turf, territory wars happening on this island, and it's all for the control of not only the socio-economic and political aspects of this island, but it is also for the mystical jade substance. It's able to enhance your power, but only for those who are jade sensitive. People who are jade sensitive can wear their jade, run really fast, punch through walls on a whole nother level. If you can imagine Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, people flying through and all the martial arts that they're doing while they're flying in the air, punching these things, jade grants them that ability. However, there is also a synthetic drug that has been creeping its way through Kekon that grants non-jade sensitive users with the abilities that jade wearers have. So this is like an amazing family generational saga, action-packed, super political, awesome magic system, cool powers, all wrapped up into one book. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the world building, of course. The main crime family that we follow is the No Peak clan. They're called clans in here. The city of Janloon is like run on the structure of the clans, where there are different areas of the city that are owned and protected by the clan. So you have businesses that will declare for the No Peak clan, and that offers them certain protections. But then you have certain areas of the island and the city that are kind of these like gray areas, and so they really see a lot of like turf struggles between multiple different clans, the rival clan on this island. That greatly impacts like the economic situation of this whole city. I just didn't read this as like your typical urban fantasy. This is a fantasy metropolis. Everybody understands the power of jade. There's a symbiotic relationship between the politicians and the clans and the businesses in the clans, and I thought that was amazing. The clans themselves have a really great like hierarchy. There is the pillar of the clan, who is the clan leader. There is the horn of the clan, who is the person who is in charge of like the military aspects, like the crime aspects. They ruffle up a few feathers. They are the ones who are the enforcers in clan territory. Then you have the weatherman of the clan, who is the person who is in charge of the economic side of the clan, and both the horn and the weatherman are counselors in confidence and advisors to the pillar. But then not only do you have this like 3-person leadership structure, then you have certain people who will report to the horn, certain people who will report to the pillar, certain people who will report to the weatherman. It brought this whole level of conflict within the clan because you have these different people who are jockeying for different positions of power. Fonda Lee is a black belt in both Kung Fu and Karate. I know I've said it before that I am also a martial artist. I'm also a black belt, and the use of martial arts in here just like made me geek out to a whole nother level. Then you have the jade usage. People who are jade sensitive, it usually follows within families, it follows within certain bloodlines. If you are jade sensitive, you're also someone who displays your jade prominently on your person. The more jade that you are wearing shows how powerful you are, because you have to build up a tolerance to the jade and the kinds of power that it can give an individual. So if you're able to display that you are able to wear a ton of jade, it means that you're a super powerful person. Now, just a side note, in my own personal life, as a Chinese woman, I do have some jade pieces in my own personal collection, jade pieces of jewelry, jade pieces of household items. It wasn't totally explained in the book this way, but I kind of thought of it this way, is that the more vibrant the color of the jade, the darker the jade, the clearer the jade, the more value it has. And so my vision of these Cowl family members and these really prominent members who are able to wear a lot of jade, I was envisioning this like super vibrant dark jade on their person. Then we have it's a military academy, but it's just an academy setting where the young members of these families, they're not necessarily part of the clan officially, but they are young people, young citizens within this world who are going to school, learning how to use jade, and they earn small bitty pieces of jade, again to build their jade tolerance is one of the things. And so I was also envisioning that their jade might be a little bit more murky in color, it might not be as clear as some of these like really powerful, wealthier jade users. That was kind of my vision of the jade in this world. The other thing to note about the jade usage and the magic usage in here is that I mentioned jade tolerance because if you are using too much jade, it can actually drive you mad, and this power that you're wielding might actually turn in on itself. It's a magic system with consequences. There are rules to follow. So there is a world at large as well, because Kekon is its own island unto itself, and as far as we know, it's the only place in the world that has these jade users. Everybody in this larger sense of the world knows that Kekon has all these jade users, but then once you go to the other areas of the world, they're curious. They want to get their hands on some jade, and because they don't have this like magical destiny lineage to be able to utilize natural jade, they are very, very interested in the synthetic substance and what it could utilize, what it could mean for them, and the ways that they might try to utilize the synthetic substance of jade. Now let's talk about the characters. There's a lot to talk about here. Okay, this follows 4 grandchildren of the same family, the Cowl family, of this aging crime lord. So the first one that we meet is Lon, who is the pillar of No Peak clan. He is the oldest grandson in this family. The middle generation of this family has kind of been wiped out. So you have this aging grandfather, and then immediately it jumps down to Lon, who becomes the next most powerful person in the clan and in the family. And was he ready for that level of responsibility? And how does he manage the younger generation? Because the story really is about the younger generation. Maybe their ideas for where the clan is supposed to go, their ideas for the clan responsibilities all across this island. So I really enjoyed Lon. Then we meet Hilo. Hilo might have been my favorite, actually not might have been, Hilo was my favorite character. Hilo is the horn of No Peak clan. So the horn is the one who represents the military fighting crime aspect that reports directly to the pillar. He is also the second born son in this family. Hilo does kind of follow along with those things where maybe he's a little bit of hot-tempered, hot-headed. He has his own visions for the clan, but he's not necessarily one who wants the pillar position. He is perfectly comfortable being the horn and being the enforcer of the family because that's where he feels like his gifts and his powers and his skill set lies. He's really comfortable there. But he is also someone who's getting a little hot-headed for when the rival clans are coming onto No Peak turf. And how he would deal with the situation versus how his brother would deal with the situation are vastly different. He's also quite sensitive. So aside from this like really brash exterior, we do get some like really intimate moments with Hilo. I just really loved him. So I hope you love him too. Then we meet Shay. Shay is actually their sister. I don't remember if she's a twin or of Hilo, or maybe she's a year older than him or a year younger than him. They're very, very close in age if they're not twins. And she is actually someone who has rejected the clan life. She doesn't wear jade. She actually left K-Con to go to the mainland and attend the university there. So she's a very smart woman, very well educated. And when we meet her, it's her first time being back in K-Con. She's just trying to live her life aside from the clan, but it's not as easy as just coming back and rejecting the family, because there's implications of her being the granddaughter of this crime family out and about in public. So as much as she may want to reject the family lifestyle, that's not always easy and it's not always possible for her. It's not a situation where like the family wants nothing to do with her, because there is a sibling dynamic here at play of her and her relationship with Hilo, her and her relationship with Lon, her and her relationship with her grandfather. So her inner battle, her inner struggle of being the one to reject wearing jade and not wanting to follow along with the family's plans is a really cool aspect of the story that I really enjoyed following along with her. She has a lot of her own agency. She's just a great female character and I love her a lot. Then we meet Andy. Andy is their cousin. So he is a part of the family that's not like the direct heir lineage. And he is also a mixed race member of the family, and that also has its implications in this whole world and whether or not his bloodline is pure, but he's still a part of this family, and do other people see him as a part of the same family if he is mixed race. He looks up a lot to Hilo. He has his own relationship with Shay. He has his own relationship with his cousins, but he is young and he's still trying to find his place in this world. He is actually our key and our part of the story that is a part of this magical education, that is a part of this academy setting. He's got classmates who are a part of like powerful families within the clan, but they're not a part of the main family, whereas he's like this side member of the main family. All of his classmates, like, they're super gung-ho. They want to declare for No Peak as soon as they graduate, and he's got an internal struggle of like, what's the right place for him as a member of this family? Should he even declare for No Peak? But his cousins really look out for him, and his cousins love him, and they always remind him that he is a part of their family, regardless of his mixed race heritage. So overall, this is going to be such a long review, but there's so much that I have to say about this book. But overall, of course, this is a 5 out of 5 star read, if you couldn't tell by my excitement and how much I have been talking about this book. I think if you are looking for any of the things that I have just mentioned, if you are looking for Asian-inspired own voices fantasy, this is your jam. If you are looking for a modern fantasy setting, this is your jam. If you're looking for awesome action, magic systems with consequences, this is your jam. And if you also are like me, that you grew up watching tons of martial arts, fantasy-driven movies, or even the crime-driven martial arts movies, this is your jam. This is your book. You will not be disappointed. I'm just like ready to sign up. Who do I have to tell that I am declaring for No Peak? Fondly, I'm declaring for No Peak officially as a part of my review. All right, still recording. Super happy about that. But yeah, let me know what you think about Jade City in the comment section below. Like, I really think this is going to be a book for a lot of people. I have had so many people in my comment section. Every time I mention this book, they keep mentioning how they want to read this book. And I'm telling you, you will not regret it if this is something that's been on your radar. Even if it's something that wasn't on your radar to begin with, this is still going to be an amazing book for you. I cannot wait to begin the second book. It's actually, I just bought it because it came out in paperback. I was waiting for the paperback release. It came out in February. So the second book, Jade War, already on my shelf. Jade Legacy is book number 3. I don't know when that release is coming out, but I will likely also make a review on Jade War because of how much I love this story and how excited I am for this book to begin. Okay, if you want, you can follow me on social media if you want to continue our discussion about this book there. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. It's at whatcassread, the same as this channel, so it should be super easy for you to find. My Goodreads account that is always linked and listed down below. And of course, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.